Good morning, quarantiners. It is Tuesday, March 24th, and I'm on day 9 of quarantine in Brooklyn, New York. I actually just had my first trip outside of my apartment in a week. I needed to pick up some groceries, so I figured I would take advantage of the time to get a little exercise and take a skate around the city to see how people are handling the quarantine. I was a little surprised to see that people seem to be mostly ignoring the order to shelter at home. I saw walkers, bikers, joggers, construction workers, people relaxing in the park and playing games together. So while all of the shops and restaurants are closed to discourage people from congregating and interacting with each other, people are still taking advantage of the beautiful weather and outside spaces to stay healthy and sane. The grocery store seemed to be operating as usual. There was no line outside and no attempt to limit the number of people in the store. Some people were shopping with masks and gloves, others without. The store employees were all wearing masks and gloves, and the store seemed to be well stocked and fully staffed. So it's almost as if life is continuing as before for residents in New York City. And if you had been trying to follow the shelter-at-home guidance seriously, perhaps it's not the end of the world to go for a walk or a jog to get some fresh air. Just remember not to touch any surfaces with your hands, don't touch your face while you are out, and wash your hands when you get back. In our coronavirus updates, we are starting to see some positive trends in the growth of the virus in the United States and around the world. So let's take a look at the numbers and see how things are changing. Italy had their first day below 10% growth, coming in at 8% yesterday and bringing their 5-day moving average down to 12%, from a steady 15% over the past week. If this trend continues, they may actually be on their way to getting this virus under control and proving that their quarantine is working. In the United States, growth continues in the 30 to 40% range, with New York still leading the way with half of all active cases and a 5-day moving average of 50% growth. Although that has come down to 37% in the past 2 days, so there may be some signs of things slowing down in New York with the new quarantine in place. The biggest new areas of growth outside of New York are in New Jersey, with 930 new cases and 49% growth yesterday, Louisiana, with 335 new cases and 40% growth, and South Carolina, with 119 new cases and 40% growth. But overall, the growth curves in the United States are on the decline, with the 5-day moving average dropping to 32% yesterday, down from 53% 5 days ago. In the midst of this crisis, creators are finding new ways to use technology to stay mentally fit and productive in quarantine. Yesterday, I had the pleasure of interviewing Aaron Weininger and TJ Fink. Aaron is collaborating with a new improv group called Socially Distant Improv to do live improv shows on Instagram. And TJ is creating a live mixology class on Instagram at The Artisanal Alchemist. You can view both of these interviews on our Facebook page, YouTube, or our blog, creatorsunite.org. But it is clear from my conversations with other creatives that everyone is struggling with fear, anxiety, and depression in this economic shutdown. Losing all possibility of supporting yourself financially can be devastating for people who are used to hustling every day to make ends meet. But we have to recognize that we are all in this together, and there are things we can do every day to stay active. We have to start treating every day as our job to stay mentally healthy and fit and creatively productive, even if only to keep our sanity through this crisis. But by keeping our creative wheels turning, we don't even know what new ideas and concepts will come out of this. So let's jump into my plan for the day. So yesterday was a very productive day for me, although the interviews ended up taking up most of the remainder of the day as I got caught up in getting those edits finalized and ready to publish for this morning. I think I should be able to do one of these a day and still get other things done, but 2 is definitely too many. I really need to make sure that I get a solid 4 hours of work done on the Luke Taylor video for Real Model Stories tomorrow. So with no interview scheduled for today, that should be possible. So my goal for today is to publish the Aaron and TJ videos, which I just did, so you can check those out on the blog or Facebook or YouTube. I need to review my interviews from yesterday and take notes on what I learned. I need to shoot my morning video with goal setting and review for the day. Boom, here we are. I need to schedule my interview with Martin, and I now have that scheduled for 10 a.m. tomorrow, so we're already off to a good start. I need to reach out to 2 more people about interviews. I believe I already have interviews scheduled for Thursday and Friday, so we're making progress on that front, but we still have a ways to go. I need to get one workout in. I actually just got back from a 1-hour skate around the city, so feeling pretty good on that front. And then for the rest of the day, I need to edit the Luke Taylor video for Real Model Stories. I have been putting that off for a week and a half now. It has been sitting on the back burner, taking up space in my subconscious. I've been having so many other things getting in the way, but now it is finally time to put everything else aside and make some serious progress on that. So that's what I'm going to be working on today. I would love to hear what you guys are working on. What are you doing to stay healthy and fit and productive in quarantine? Do you know anybody else who is doing creative and interesting things with their time in quarantine? I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear from them. Please leave me a comment. Shoot me a message on any of the social media channels below. I would love to hear from you. I hope you are staying safe and well and finding ways to staying creative and productive. Remember, we are stronger together. So reach out to your fellow creatives, find out how they're doing, find out what we can learn from each other and how we can help each other get through this crisis together. Stay safe.